Hi, it's Tracy Build. Today, our topic is visualization of goals achieved. Okay? I'm going to share with you a technique that I have done for at least 5 years. It absolutely works. Now, I slacked off a little bit this year only because it's been so crazy and we've had so much business that I haven't been able to accurately keep up with it. And that's a good problem to have. And believe me, you can be there too. So I want you to utilize the power of visualization to fill your building. And not everyone is visual. And if you feel this is not for you, you can just shut this podcast off. Or you can give it a shot. So one of the things I first want you to do is determine how many sales and move-ins you want each month. Now, these are very different things. A sale is not yet producing revenue for your community. We need the move-ins to see the occupancy and revenue grow. So you decide, what is it you want to track, sales or move-ins or both? And then I want you to get out your final piece of move-in paperwork, whatever that might be, or your deposit paperwork. So let's say you have your move-in contract, okay? That outlines the date that your new resident is going to begin paying rent and so on their new apartment, and maybe what unit number that they're going to move into, or cottage, or whatever it is you're selling. Then I want you to take out the number of those contracts that represent the number on your goal. So if your goal is to have 10 move-ins per month, each month for the next 6 months, then I want you to start right now for this month with getting out 10 of those move-in contracts. And I want you to put on those the date, so the very last day of the given month that you are choosing to begin this exercise. So if you're starting in March, then that contract would be dated March 31st, and you'd have 10 of them if your goal is 10 move-ins, all dated March 31st, meaning between the 1st of March and March 31st, you are going to move in 10 people. Don't be intimidated. If your goal is 5, then you're going to have 5 contracts. But I want you to think out of the box and think big. One of my techniques that I utilize is a banking deposit slip. And what I always do is I go by quarters, and I put the end date for the quarter I'm in. So it would be first quarter, so March 31st. This would be 2010. I put the goal in the deposit slip area. So that's the amount I'm depositing that's representative of the quarterly goal. Then I start to work backwards. And with each lead that I get, I put their name in the check area. This is just a visual exercise. And then as I close them, I highlight them, and then I start calculating, and I draw lines. Once I get to maybe a fraction benchmark, like a third, and I draw a line and highlight that I'm a third of the way there, but I still have to get to the next third and the next third. The visual tool is very powerful, and I just dropped mine, but because what you can do, like I keep mine on a clipboard that I use daily. And then I'm looking at it frequently, so that reminds me of the importance of doing my follow-up, because without follow-up, those sales are not going to close and I'm not going to hit my goal, because there's no one that's going to make this happen other than me. Just like there's no one that's going to make your goal happen in those move-ins other than you. You have to prioritize and put income-producing activities as a top priority. And just like you, there's many projects that I have open right now. I'm writing a book. We're publishing our first magazine. I have another book that I'm a third of the way done with that is more for personal growth. And with each of these projects, I'm constantly torn by wanting to finish them, but always keeping income producing activities as a top priority. And that goal I set, because I'm going to hit it, no exceptions. And that is always foremost on my mind, because that means our employees still have jobs, and the people that depend on us for their income will always get it. And we're going to be able to employ more people and impact more lives out there in the senior housing community, because we're doing what I've committed to. The more contracts we sign, that means the more senior housing communities that are going to perform better when engaging with prospective residents. They're going to provide a better first experience, a better visit experience. They're going to follow up and they're going to close just like I'm teaching you. So the person's going to benefit on the end is our resident. So I'd like you to try it, make your goal, get out the contracts, and commit. Make a commitment and go ahead and set that goal for March and April. And if this is mid-February when you're listening to this, get a jump start now on the goal and start really working those hot leads, utilizing your strategic close worksheet, the new real estate connection sheet that's coming out, and get a jump start so we can fuel the move-ins for March, and then really dedicate, at least you want to focus on 1 hour a day of follow-up calls and get those 20 outbound follow-up calls done every day that you are in your office, Monday through Friday or Tuesday through Saturday, whatever your work week is, because without a commitment to those calls, you are not going to hit your goal. And then be strategic in calling, have a purpose and a reason for picking up the phone, and be diligent about your small closing steps. Getting people back on site, experiencing your community, a lunch, a dinner, an event, a golf tournament, a luau, a free kind of blood pressure check, a tour of homes in your community. Find a reason to get them back on site, engaging with residents, your Friday night cocktail party. These things are very important to helping them to better understand what life is really going to be like. So create the vision. Don't doubt yourself. Look at that goal every day. And at each time you get a close, you fill in that contract. That's 1 down, 9 to go. Once you get the next one, 8 to go. And you stay focused on the end objective and don't doubt for a minute. If you can get 5 move-ins, you can get 10. Let the mind do its job by removing doubt and believing that anything is possible with the right action and facilitation of those steps you determine to get you where you're trying to go. Give it a try. It has worked for me every single time that I've written that deposit slip for 5 years, quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter. So it might be easier for you to set a quarterly goal. You can do whatever you think your mind can handle, a monthly or a quarterly. I like the quarterly because it gives me a little bit more time. If I have a low month, I can beef up on the other months in the beginning and the end and really work those sales, just like you. So please keep me informed. Go to our Facebook fan page. I'm there every day. Let me know how this works for you. Shoot me an email at tbuild@tracybuild.com. But once you do this, you've got to commit to it. Keep those papers in front of you. Whatever you decide to use to do your tracking as far as your visualization tool, and go make it happen. Once you do it once, you can replicate it in any aspect of your life. Thank you.